All right, well, welcome back, everybody. We're here, thinking about some of the recent game announcements and things like that have kind of been announced recently in the JRPG world. Different things we're excited about. Um, yeah, but I think first off, I want to start by talking about like what we've kind of been playing recently because we were talking a little bit before we started this podcast and stuff. Realized we hadn't talked about that. Slash, we have some I don't know interesting opinions about how we pick games. So that'll probably get added into as we go along. But I'll start. I'm currently playing Tales of Arise. I know a lot of people. I don't know. That was seemed to be a more of a controversial game, not in like a bad way, I guess, but in like you either like it or you don't. And to me, it just feels like FF16, but more anime, where it's
Yeah.
literally just I get into the fight, I'm just mashing, face rolling the buttons, and I eventually win. Whereas FF16, it's like I face roll buttons ish. um,
Yeah.
but I'm about I think like 30 something hours into it, and then I was just like, oh man, I feel like I've made it so far. Playing FF7 or something. If you're 30 hours into it back in the day, you were like 90% of the way through. But then I look up and I'm all like, oh, I've barely scratched the surface. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And that it made me think like I haven't actually played the 7 remakes or anything. So I was like, okay, let's play those now finally. Since they finally announced Revelation, I want to get ahead of finally like play them and be ready for when it comes out. And then I was just like, but I'm playing this game, but I still have like another 100 something hours probably in this game. But then if I play 7 remake, I probably have 100 something hours to put in that game. So that one's worth it. Tales of Arise, I don't know. I can tell I'm not fully invested in the story because I can't remember half the characters' names half the time. So I don't know if that's good or bad, or if it struggles with like something else. Real quick, is a lot of people used to complain FF13 with just corridors and cutscenes, and then I liked it after I replayed it, and I appreciate corridors and cutscenes now because sometimes after playing an open world game, I'm just like, just tell me where to go. Like I don't have time to sit there and run around for 3 hours being like, where's the quest? Where do I go? It's like, just put me in the corridor, let me fight the bad guys, and let me see the next cutscene. So I think that's a really funny shift because like back in the day, everyone hated it. So nowadays I feel like everyone's doing kind of the same corridor cutscene thing. Maybe that's why people started liking it again because it's like the same gameplay we get today. They were just ahead of their time. But yeah.
Once the dad bod sets in, you just want corridors and cutscenes, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Nah, I feel the same way. Open world stuff totally overwhelms me. But FF7 remake though is pretty much like a corridor cutscene game. Not exactly, but a lot more so than other things. Wouldn't you agree, Tim?
Yeah, and I don't think you realize it if you have nostalgia for the game. I don't think you realize it your first playthrough, but after playing through it once at least, I think I realized, wow, this is very FF13, FF10. You know what I mean? Like it's very just straightforward and to the point, like A to Z right there. So
Yeah. And I think the story of FF7 Remake is like 30 hours, maybe.
it's quicker than that because I just without skipping anything, I just played it, and I think I beat it at like 22 hours.
Oh wow.
Okay.
It's just all the
Yeah.
extra content that takes forever then or something.
I'd have to go back and look, but I just beat it on the Xbox because I'm trying to get those platinums before
I think
Revel.
first playthrough is probably more like 30, 35 hours. But if you know what you're doing, it's a lot quicker.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So Brandon, you've got like, let's say that you have a year until
Mm-hmm.
Revelation comes out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I could probably beat
FF7
both.
Remake. Yeah, 7 Remake is totally manageable. It won't take long. Rebirth is the one that's the beast.
That's for
It's-
whatever reason they made it way too long.
Well, there's so much side content, and it's like side content that's available the whole time.
Mm,
Yeah.
Like each zone or each area you go to has a huge like new list of side quests and mini games to complete. So I have no idea how long the game would be if you just go through the story. Because when I played it, I did everything in each zone
yeah, yeah.
like in order. So like when I beat the game, it was like 100 hours or something.
Hmm.
So I have no idea how long it is if you just go through the story.
I may do that on my PC playthrough because I want to play them all on PC soon. So maybe that's what I'll do. I won't do any side quests. I'll just just get through the game as quickly as possible. I know the farmlands, you can get through that really quickly if you just go straight through. Because I mean, once you get a chocobo, it's game over in that zone. So
Yeah, that's true. So, however you um decide to play, just know Rebirth is going to be the beast. If you're wanting to play both those games before
Yeah, I
Revelation comes
do.
out.
I want to take care of them, but I want to finish Tales of Arise, even though, like I said, it's like I don't know how invested I am in this story, but I'm hoping at some point it gets a little better and not as basic as it is.
I'm
So,
sure you have plenty of time to do that too.
probably.
mhm.
But yeah. So, what are you playing, Gabe?
Um, since the last time we talked about it, because I told you guys I'm on this like for the longest time. Whenever I can, I've been trying to record as much footage as possible with all the mainline FF games. And I just finished recording everything for FF12. So now I have a lot of archived footage for every mainline now except for 11. Um, but last year I started a new character and I got up to rank 3 with a character. And then my month ran out, so I didn't renew. I just went on to other things. So I just renewed FF11,
Oh, wow.
and I'm going to continue my rank 3 character and keep playing the story and recording that.
What
But
server are you?
this character's on Bahamut, but I have an Odin character as well. Well, I have two Asura characters, one Bahamut and one Odin. Um, but man, I replayed FF12, like Zodiac Age, and man, I love that game so much. Like it's such an amazing RPG. Like I love when characters have like varied like weapons that you can use, and there's tons of like weapons and equipment to find in the game in interesting ways. Oh, it's so good. And my favorite thing about it, I think, is the exploration and how the treasure chest system works in that game. Like there's these uh treasure chest spawn locations in every map, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in each chest, there's like a percentage that it'll be gil and a percentage chance it'll be a treasure. And then there's another break. If it's a treasure, then it's another percentage breakdown of what that treasure will be. So it just keeps the zones always interesting. And I just like contrast that to like FF16, where the exploration has like no point at all, and fighting random enemies has like no point at all because the RPG part of it is lacking.
Mm-hmm.
Where like
You can go right
and
there.
FF12 it has the same like percentage rules with stealing items, and so it's like fighting everything and exploring every corner is really important in that game. And in my opinion, it has the best like exploration and map systems since the world, like the classic world map went away.
Hmm.
So I wish they would incorporate that stuff into every new FF game if they're not going back to the classic world map. But I love 12 so much. I 100%ed it again.
Dang.
I need to play through it again. I played 12 after it came. It's one of the first Final Fantasies that was more modern that I didn't play when it released. And it's one that I've literally only beaten it once. And it's pretty funny because like Lauren and I, we were dating, and I hooked up my PlayStation 2, and I was like, yeah, I think I'll play 12. Like I don't know, I don't know where I am in it, and I was literally right before the final boss. So I went in not remembering any of the story. I went in and just killed the final boss. I'm like, well, I guess I've got to replay it now because I have no idea why I just killed this guy. So
yeah. it's I mean it's amazing. I just love it so much. Every time I play it too, I just feel like I fall in love with it over and over again. That's the nerdiest thing I've ever said. But I think there's several people. Brandon, I don't think you've played 12, have you?
Not all the way through. No, I think I made it like halfway a couple times, and I'm just like, I don't know. My brain, it's like it feels way bigger than it probably actually is. And I think that's my current issue all the time is my attention span isn't good enough sometimes, but that's when it was first kind of out and stuff. And that's when I was probably in the middle of playing like Halo and Call of Duty and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
nowadays, like I could definitely sit down and play it, but then there's like 3 different versions. Because I could play it on the original PS2 because I still have it, or I could play Zodiac Age, or I can play Gabe's favorite.
The international.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say if you want like the most, well, usually I say just play the original first, but I think that Zodiac Age made the gameplay a lot better and more interesting. Because in the original, every character is essentially the same, and I mean, you can end up equipping all the same stuff. You get all the same spells. It's kind of like a.
It's like similar to FF6 ish, where you just
Well, in
every character
6,
can learn
the
everything.
characters still had their own unique stuff. You can learn all the same magic, which
That's
I don't
true.
find that interesting, but the characters all had their same unique stuff. But in the Zodiac versions, it's a job system.
Yeah.
Where
I think
you
that's
assign
cool.
a job pretty much like FF1, where you assign them a job and then you have to commit to it. Though they did patch in the Zodiac Age later on where you can reverse those decisions if you need to,
That's cool.
but it still pretty much just feels like you just pick your job and then you stick with it. And Zodiac Age has a sub job. So there's 12 jobs in total, 6 characters. So you can have every job used at the same every job utilized. But in the international version, you just pick one job. So you end up just picking 6 out of the 12 jobs.
No, that'd be fun for sure. That's like I'll probably play Zodiac just because it seems like it's the best to do that with, but it's
Yeah.
going to be a little while. I want to get through the 7 things.
I got you. And we'll move on from 12, but just the only thing I like better about the original, I think, is there's not like a break damage limit. In the Zodiac versions, they break the 9999 damage, and it makes it
Can you
a bit easier.
Can you choose to not do that? Like, is it a thing on the board or it just happens?
It just happens.
Oh, okay, that's kind of lame. So I think
You
it
might
would
be
add
able
a
to
new
get a
challenge.
mod though on the PC version.
That's true. That's
But-
true. All right.
But yeah.
Enough about 12. Tim, tell us about what you've been playing religiously for years.
Well, been playing Final Fantasy XI. made the Dragoon relic basically last night. Um, then I've been playing Persona 3 Reload. I'm at the very end of that. I started playing Sea of Stars again. And I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles, the first one, the updated version on my Switch
Ooh.
2, and I'm really enjoying it. I think that's it right now. Just those 4 games. The Xenoblade Chronicles, I've always struggled to get into that series, and I think it's because it's a console game and it feels like an MMO without all the cool MMO stuff that I love.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the updated version that they just came out with on the Switch 2, the graphics are better. It feels better to play. So I'm actually really getting into it and starting to enjoy it. So
Yeah, I feel like when it
But
first came out, it was definitely way ahead of its like ideas and time, sort of
hmm
a thing. And I feel like nowadays, like if they just started releasing them now, they'd probably do even better than they would when they first released and have 2 and 3 and 4 and all that, or whatever's going Genesis, whatever's going on with that. So I don't know. I still, like I said earlier, I still want to play those. Just need to
I think
commit one day.
one of the things that upsets me about those games, though, and it's not the game's fault, is that they're connected to Xenogears, and that's a game that I truly love and adore from the PlayStation 1 era, and it's stuck on the PS1. And so that's something too that's kind of like every time I play Xenoblade Chronicles, I'm like, man, I really wish I was playing Xenogears right now.
Yeah,
mhm.
it's one of those games where I'm all like, I don't know if they're ever going to like remake, update, do anything with it because there's so many little things in it that just like won't fly nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, they struggled to get it over here to begin with.
What are the the legal stuff with that game? Because it was like I think Square owns it, right? Like I
Um, Square, I believe, owns Xenogears and Xenosaga 1, 2, and 3. Whenever Monolith Soft left Square or whatever the relationship was, that's whenever they started making Xenoblade Chronicles, and that's only been Nintendo, and that's why like Square has no say, no anything over that. But they have in the past used characters from Xenogears in Xenosaga, no Xenosaga in the games, and so I'm not really sure who has the rights to what. I just think it would be a huge legal battle if Square tried to bring or remake or remaster Xenogears or the Xenosaga games, and that's why they're kind of stuck out in the middle of nowhere.
hmm. I haven't played any of the Xenosaga games, but I heard they're also very long, right?
They're more like Xenogears than the Xenoblade Chronicles games.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
But they're a prequel. They're a prequel trilogy for Xenogears. Xenogears is like, to my knowledge, it's the finale. It's the final of all of these because even Xenoblade Chronicles, I believe, is still connected to Xenogears. It's all still connected. Um, but Xenogears is the finale. It's the final, and it's the best one. It's an
Yep.
incredible game.
Hmm.
Thinking of all the people I hear have played all the Xeno games, are always like, Gears is the best, no matter what.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Well, thank you, Tim. Thanks, Gabe. Uh, I think we want to talk about a few different things today. I know last time we did cover a bit about Final Fantasy Resonance, but I don't think we fully like dived into it. And we have a few other games we thought about talking that are coming out recently. So I'm just gonna play the trailer in the background. This is actually a exclusive boss fight thing. So if you don't want to watch, don't watch. Fair warning.
I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Whatever. Turn off your thing. But anyways, something I thought was interesting, which they talked about, I think, a little bit, is that these are characters, I think, from Brave Exvius, or the main character is the Brave
The two main
Exvius, the
characters
two
are.
main ones.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't really play that at all. Was that one of the mobile ones that died.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I played it a little bit. And when this trailer started, I was like, I think this is like Brave Exvius. I didn't play it enough to to. I mean, I didn't really get to play through the story because one, I hate playing anything on my phone. Like I hate it,
Mm-hmm.
and um, two, um, the game didn't have like that much time left either. So I was like, ultimately, it's not worth it. I have an old phone, so.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did play, it's like this game looks amazing. Like the art style, you can tell right there. Like it's just so pretty looking.
Hmm.
Um, just like the contrast of the character designs, the the animation detail, like it just looks so nice. So, um, when I did play, I was like, man, it's such a shame this is shutting down, and it's a shame that it's only on mobile because this seemed like a really fun, special game. So the fact that they're making this
Mm-hmm.
gives me hope because there's a lot of mobile games that are shut down that were really good, actually. Like, I'm a really big fan of Mobius Final Fantasy. That was a great game. Also turn based. Wait, no. There hasn't been a turn based game in decades, so
Oh
forget
yeah.
what I said.
Yeah.
And Dissidia Opera Omnia, that was turn based. I mean, no, it wasn't. And that was a really great, fun RPG. So if we're gonna get those games, like remakes of those in the future, I'm very optimistic about the future of the series.
Yeah, that is always interesting. I feel like almost they like do test pilot games or something with mobile, and they're like, we like these features. Let's put them in a game now or something. And I'm glad that we're actually getting like something from one of the mobile games 'cause I feel like we had a whole lot of nothing for a while. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think the battle concept here looks awesome. The fact that you can like have spirit characters from other Final Fantasies is really interesting. But
Hmm.
I do look forward to seeing like how it plays, how different things react to different things, how things are earned, or if you're just like getting all these characters in the beginning, like how what's that all about? How does that all work?
Yeah. I wonder if Clive will be in this game.
Oh, true. Could be.
Probably, and if he's not at the beginning, it'll be like a DLC.
I would pay extra for Clive.
Oh yeah. I'd like to see him what he looks like pixelated in this style. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, just look at that. Just look at that screen, though. Just how pretty that is.
Mhm.
It makes me. Oh, what's that?
I'm just saying. I'm just really excited for this one.
It makes me want to see demakes of games of current Final Fantasies. You know, like an FF16 demake that's like this, or my brother and I were talking about FF7 and how this is, with the new one, it's the final one. And he's like, "Do you think we'll get anything else?" I'm like, "Well, if we do, I wouldn't mind getting a demake of the OG. I think seeing the OG like this would be really cool."
That's
Hmm.
fair. A lot of the games, even like older ones updated to like this style would be cool too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the PSP versions of FF1, 2, and 4 that they put out years ago,
Mhm.
I think they're like a in the middle, right in between like the pixel remasters and this,
Mhm.
where they've really beautiful looking sprite designs, but that would be cool. I mean, right there's the Warrior of Light.
Mhm. I mean, at this point, they
So
already have a lot of the sprites. Just keep going.
yeah, but I think even though I love the 2D games, instead of remakes of those, I would like to see demakes of
Yeah.
the 3D games.
That would be really cool. Like 7 and beyond, just like actual D makes and like having even just this same exact like combat style where it is actually turn based, but you still have the same abilities or something from the games, or they're named the same and do similar things. Some things won't work the same, but you can still change them. But and I think there's
And
enough
it
of
would,
a
Yeah.
fan base that would purchase things like that really quick. Because we
oh
buy
yeah.
just about anything.
Well, and then they could
Yeah.
also add stuff too if they wanted to. Like you could add more materia, I mean, you could I think it'd be easier than doing it in like the remake, the super realistic graphics of adding the content that's kind of been cut from Final Fantasy over the years. I think it'd be easier to tie up loose ends that way than it is in the remake series because of the development cost of the graphics and all that stuff and the size of the game.
Mhm. That's. I was just thinking something and then I forgot what I was going to say.
No. Well, if you remember it, we can remember it with the
Oh,
next thing.
yeah.
Oh, just
I wonder how successful. I wonder how successful this game's going to be. Because I saw that the collector's edition sold out within a day.
oh wow. I didn't even know there was a collector's
So
edition.
yeah.
I think it's
So
going to do well.
yeah, I hope it does well. Um, and it being multi-platform, that also helps.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, this is going to I'm really excited for this game. I'm ready for it to come out.
yeah, for sure. What else is on the tab,
We
Brandon?
got just a little
Oh my
game
gosh.
with just a little bit of
Is it Hyrule?
yeah, dude.
All right, so situation with this game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Dragon Quest XII was announced 5 years ago. I remember that because I still lived in California at the time,
Wow.
and it was for the 35th anniversary of the series. Dragon Quest XII was announced. It said it was going to be like a uh, um, dark fantasy
Mm-hmm.
game, and it was called The Flames of Fate. And the logo showed, and you could tell it was really dark. They said they were going to be changing the gameplay system. I don't remember how they worded that exactly, but people began to think that it wasn't going to be turn-based anymore. I don't know if that is still the case, but anyway, for the 40th anniversary event that just happened a few weeks ago, um, Dragon Quest XII has been rebranded. As you can see right here, it's no longer the dark fantasy uh, fire themed game. It's now Dragon Quest XII Beyond Dreams, and it looks just like every other Dragon Quest game.
Mm-hmm.
And when this trailer, when right as soon as I saw that, my heart sank a little bit because, and I probably don't have enough skin in the game to say this, but I was just ready for a new vision for Dragon Quest. I was really wanted to see something different and interesting. So the dark fantasy Dragon Quest game sounded really appealing to me. And the fact that they like chickened out and they just kind of went back to like just standard Dragon Quest, I just don't think I'm interested in this game anymore. But I don't know how you guys feel.
You and I are the opposites in that, where like when I think of Final Fantasy, like I want something new every time. When I think of Dragon
Yep.
Quest, I want it to remain like new story, but I want it to remain Dragon Quest. Like, and I've kind of feel like that's how I've always been about Dragon Quest. Like, I don't necessarily need a super dark story because I like the stories and the characters in the Dragon Quest games. Um, but I just it's kind of like comfort food to me, like
Yeah.
Dragon Quest. Playing it, like you know what you're getting yourself into when you play a Dragon Quest game, and I don't. That's where I keep Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest separate. Is I want new stuff from Final Fantasy. I don't want new stuff from Dragon Quest. I just want my Dragon Quest game, So
And you're right. I mean, that's the two different visions for the franchises, and that's well documented. Yuji Horii wants Dragon Quest to be a comfort food. Sakaguchi was all about switching it up, and he just wanted to have new ideas each time.
Yeah,
But I think that I just wanted to like get excited about Dragon Quest, and because I'm really not the biggest fan. I've beaten 1, 2, 3, and 4, and in my mind, it's like if I play a Dragon Quest game, I don't want to play another one for several years. So I've beaten 1, 2, 3, and 4, and each one of those had several years in between of beating them. Right. I respect the series. I mean, it's the grandfather of JRPGs and everything, but I was excited to see something different. But I know that I do not represent the Dragon Quest fan base.
I prefer Final Fantasy to Dragon Quest. My brother is the opposite. He prefers Dragon Quest to Final Fantasy, um, but I really like the Dragon Quest series. Eight. It's kind of weird because 8 was actually my first Dragon Quest game for the PS2,
wow.
and that's when I fell in love with Dragon Quest from that point on. But I've not ever been like a truly hardcore fan. Like my brother can tell you literally, he's played them all. He can tell you everything that happens in every game. And I'm just not that
Didn't
way.
he like didn't he like binge them all like in a year or something?
It was like a 6-month period. He literally played every single Dragon Quest game. He imported 10 and played 10, the online game.
Wow.
Like he loves Dragon Quest. The One of the things about this one though that I was not looking forward to, I prefer turn-based combat. When they were talking about like, I don't want to say it was the Devil May Cry combat guy, but there was someone involved in the combat at one point that was an action gameplay kind of a developer. And I'm not down for that with Dragon Quest. Like if you've put it in Final Fantasy and it's worked and it hasn't worked in some cases, in my opinion. But I don't want an action-based Dragon Quest game. If I want an action-based Dragon Quest game, I'll go play Dragon Quest Warriors, like the Musou games. I think it's what
Mhm.
their name is, the Warriors games. But for the main lines, I think it should always be turn-based.
Yeah, understandable. Totally understandable.
I think I can also understand why they did this from like a business standpoint. Just because like on one side with Final Fantasy, like let's try this new thing, let's try this new thing, and it's like, ooh, that didn't do so good, and we were about to try this new thing over here. Well,
Yeah.
we need to print some money, so let's do the same thing, different story, and maybe change up things subtly or slowly, and see if our fan base likes. And if they don't, they're going to revert, and the next one will just be another Dragon Quest standard game, or maybe they're like, okay, people liked this, let's push it a little farther. Because I do feel like this is
Yeah,
like their safe, let's just print some money game. Where like FF does that, but at the same time, like they're willing to just take the risk and be like, okay, totally different style, let's try this.
mm, I totally get that. And uh, I think there's some people also like in the Final Fantasy fan base that think just because uh, Final Fantasy is more about trying new things and change and stuff that they can't go back into old ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not true either, because uh, well, if you look at the history, like Sakaguchi, the whole thing with FF9 was kind of like a return to the roots after the last few games before it had changed a lot. That was kind of like a core element of
Mm-hmm.
the first 5 games or so. So we can like Final Fantasy mainlines can be turn based again. I don't think that would hurt its identity at all. I think at this point it's probably a good thing because it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
It has been a long time. I'm not going to say decades, but over a decade. It's definitely over a decade since we've had
A
a
main line.
turn-based mainline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gotta
yep,
emphasize main line.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna make fun of IGN for a long time.
Oh yeah.
I wonder how the community would feel if FF17 got announced and it was a 2D HD turn-based RPG.
See, I wouldn't like that. Even though I prefer 2D sprite games, I think that would come off as really lazy. Because one thing that has been consistent about Final Fantasy is pushing boundaries with visuals.
Yeah.
Even in the original game, we had other turn-based games, but like pushing the visuals at the time, like spell animations and sprite animations of attacking battle, that was like a really big deal. So each new game in each era has been about pushing the visual identity of the series. So I think it would be a big mistake personally if they went back to like a 2D looking mainline game.
I would prefer. I don't want another 16 or 7 rebirth graphically.
Mhm.
I would love to see them kind of go back and do like an FF9 where everything doesn't look super realistic and humanoid
Mhm.
and I think it would be really cool to kind of to go back to that a little bit, at least for one of the main lines.
Absolutely. But at the same time, that was the best looking one at the time.
Mm.
They still kept up with like modern graphics, but they went back to like an older style,
Oh yeah.
identifiable style for Final Fantasy. So that's what I think they should do too. I mean, I have no problem though if they kind of like released like different modes. Kind of like when Dragon Quest XI came out, you could switch to like the Super Nintendo mode.
Mm.
Um, so you can play it as like a 16-bit game or a modern game. And I thought that
Oh
was really
yeah.
cool.
That is really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I like that they did that, gave players the option to do that.
I think it
Mhm.
appeals to all your audience then, because you have the people who are old like us that would like love a pixel version, and then the new people who are like newer to the franchise that only expect 3D animation and all that.
Well,
Yep.
and on that note too, you can also play the game a different way. So it's like, oh, I played through it in 3D. I'm gonna try to play through this thing in just pixel and just see what it's like. So
Yep.
gives you some options.
Yep.
Ugh, my stupid thing. I have an app on my
Kingdom
on
Hearts
my
4.
I
gotta
think
gotta
this
look at
was the
this.
biggest shock for me.
That is coming to Switch 2, or the fact that they played the newest
The fact that
trailer.
there was a new trailer.
That's true. Because like we hear nothing, nothing, nothing. State of play happens. We're like, well, we're gonna have to wait forever for KH4 stuff, I guess. And then Nintendo Direct is like, what? You watch Kingdom Hearts?
The more I see this trailer, the more kind of disappointed I am actually uh, about how long it's taking for them to even get anything. You know, because I don't know the scope of Kingdom Hearts 4, but thinking about the scope of a game like Seven Rebirth and Seven, I keep wanting to call it Revolution, but it's Revelation. Um, those games are massive games. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we will have gotten 3 of the Final Fantasy. We'll have finished the trilogy of Final Fantasy VII Remake before we've gotten between the time we got Kingdom Hearts 3 and Kingdom Hearts 4. And the thing I think that bothers me about that so much is that Kingdom Hearts 4 is not going to be a game that's going to be so massive and big that it should have taken that long to make. So I'm curious about how what their development cycle is like for Kingdom Hearts. Like, what's been the issue? Because you really haven't heard anything. Like, I haven't heard much of anything about it. And giving us this trailer was cool, but we already had a trailer before. I think that they need to really put out gameplay and kind of put out a time frame of, hey, we want this out by 2028. Like, that way, if it's 2028, you can at least say, hey, we've got all of 2028. So if we run into a little bit of a development hell, it can be December of 2028 or whatever. But I think that at this point, with how long this has been announced, the only message giving us this trailer and saying available day one on Switch 2,
Yeah, it says
I just
nothing.
think that they should have given more.
Yeah. I think about like the timeline of gaming generations, and next year would probably be the year that next generation consoles would come out, right? 2027?
Um,
Because typically it's every 7 years.
yeah, I think so. We're close. I know we're close.
And the fact that like this game is slated for Switch 2, Xbox Series, PS5. I wonder if this game might be like a late next year release. Because
Probably.
I mean, I'm sure that they'll make like PS6 versions of this or whatever, but it's either that or maybe this gaming generation is going to be longer than normal, which I'm totally fine with that because I think it's been underwhelming overall. Games have just taken a lot longer to make, and it kind of feels like it just started in the past year or two. Games are releasing exclusively on this generation.
Yeah, and I don't feel like we've actually utilized all the capabilities of this generation of hardware, and with all the issues with like RAM and now the cost of consoles, which
Mhm.
Xbox kind of addressed it recently. Um, I don't think we should be seeing any new consoles for at least 3 years because of the way things are right now with this console generation. And
Yeah.
it's kind of getting hard to justify a new console when really we're at that point where you're not seeing a lot of difference. You see a little bit of a load time. Graphics are somewhat better, but I mean, I don't know. I just don't feel like a PS6 right now. Like, what's that going to look like? You know what I mean? How much better is that console going to be than the PS5 Pro? I don't know how you all feel about it. I kind of feel like it's like a little bit of diminishing return in a way. Um, where the PS4 Pro was good. There was definitely a little bit of an upgrade to the PS5, and the PS5 Pro was an upgrade from the PS5. But like, at what point do we need to say, okay, we need to chill out with these new consoles every 6 to 7 years because the upgrade isn't really worth the $1,000 you're going to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just gotten so expensive, and like this generation has not gotten more affordable for people. Like the prices are higher than they've ever been.
Mhm.
Um, so I agree with you. I don't think they should be looking to release any new consoles anytime soon. Uh, Especially with uh, the economy, cost of living, stuff. I'm pretty sure. I would imagine that console sales have slowed dramatically. Um, So I would not try to put anything out soon either.
Mhm.
Oh, one
Yeah.
quick thought about this KH4 stuff is I think a lot of the characters they're showing in this are from like Union Cross and stuff like that. And it's
Yeah.
like if you didn't have a chance to play that game, well, go watch a video. Try and figure out whatever
You,
convoluted story this is.
yeah.
Union Cross sounds like a church.
The
True.
Church of Kingdom Hearts.
I don't even know what Union Cross is. Is that a mobile game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had like 4 different iterations of this same game, I think. So it's like X, Union Cross, whatever else, whatever. I'm just like, we need to calm down.
Yeah,
But
the
Yeah.
naming schematics in the Kingdom Hearts world are well, they got wild there for a while, like 365 over 17 days minus 4 or whatever. I'm
oh
like,
yeah.
can't you just call it Kingdom Hearts another Keyblade or something? You know what I mean? Like, can't you just come up with a real name, Nomura? Like,
N-
what are you even doing over there?
no, because he doesn't even know what's going on in the story, therefore no one else is gonna know what's going on.
He's over there in a room like I can't start development until I come up with a name, and then it's like, what are the names options you have? And it's just these super complicated like math equations. It's like
That's
never get
My
funny.
only wish is that some rage like Kingdom Hearts fan enters the comments and just writes paragraphs about why we're wrong about the naming and how the story makes total sense, and I
oh
just want
man.
well,
that.
what I want out of Kingdom Hearts 4, I would love to see Star Wars and Marvel in it. Okay,
Yeah.
I want Final Fantasy back. I think
Yeah.
the taking Final Fantasy out of Part 3 was a big mistake. Um, I know that there was a comment that was said about like, well, we didn't need Final Fantasy more. Like that was great for the first 2 games and the spin-off games, but we wanted to branch out and do something different. We didn't really need it anymore. And I'm like, but that's what I felt to me as a fan of both made it so incredible was like seeing Cloud,
Mhm.
seeing Winnie the Pooh and all these different characters in one video game.
Hmm.
Like they took to me what was special about it and they took that out.
Yep.
Yeah, I get that. I think selfishly, I don't want Final Fantasy in there anymore so that I can win the argument with Leo. Leo says that Kingdom Hearts counts as Final Fantasy, and I say no. Nope, doesn't.
KH3 doesn't. There's no Final Fantasy characters. I guess they
It's
have
funny because
Vivi
I've never
technically.
considered it a
Oh,
Final
no, that's
Fantasy. You
2.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's kind of its own thing.
Yeah.
right. It is
Like
its
it's
own
not
thing.
Disney. It's not Final Fantasy. It's just I don't know.
I mean, it really just started out as a really cool, just like cross promotional thing where both companies are like, hey, it'd be cool. And now
Yeah.
it's just turned into whatever it is now. But I will
Yeah.
say, like, every game, I do enjoy the gameplay. That well,
Yeah.
most games, like the gameplay's fun, story, like on a game by game basis is like surface level, pretty kind of like cool. I kind of get it, but you're really there to like just get the better keyblade, do all these cool new moves, and do things like that.
Hmm.
Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 I loved. I played those games pretty religiously. It wasn't
Hmm.
until Birth by Sleep and the other spin-off games that I started to be like, okay, I don't know what we're doing here. Like I love Birth by Sleep
Oh yeah,
overall, but that's whenever I started seeing like, okay, you're just making this so confusing, no one knows what the hell is going on, you know?
yep.
I've played Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Chain of Memories, and 358 divided by 2.
Oh,
That's
nice.
the only Kingdom Hearts games I've ever played. I think it's like my problem with Dragon Quest, where I've played one Kingdom Hearts game. I just feel like starting another one feels like I'm doing. I don't want to go to Agrabah again. I don't
Yeah.
want to do it. I don't want to go to the Olympus Coliseum again. I don't.
It's fair.
Yeah, with Kingdom Hearts 3, I know there were some worlds where it's like you went to Hercules area was in it. Frozen. I like that movie. My wife and I we saw it in theaters. It was good. I'm like, man, I don't need Frozen in my video games. You know what I mean? I don't need all of this stuff. Um, so I don't know. I've gotten kind of jaded when it comes to Kingdom Hearts and the development cycle. It's kind of the problem that they've addressed a little bit with Final Fantasy, where whenever we were growing up, you got a Final Fantasy every year and a half. You know what I mean? Like we lived in a good time to be a Final Fantasy fan, but it's like now it takes forever to get a new mainline Final Fantasy. And Kingdom Hearts, I think Kingdom Hearts is actually the worst about it because you literally
Mhm.
go 9 to 10 years between each title, and it's
Yeah.
just and there's no reason for it. Like Kingdom Hearts 3 was a good game. It was not a great game, but it was a good game. But there's no reason that game should have taken that long to make.
Yeah. I would imagine. I would imagine a big part of that has to do with Disney's like going through the legal process of getting things approved and it just taking forever, you know. And I'm sure they have to like approve like the final product of each thing, you know. That's what I would think. That or Tetsu Nomura is a perfectionist and I don't know. No idea.
Yeah. Well, I'm still looking forward to seeing how it goes whenever it comes out, if it ever comes out.
Yeah.
Um, so I think let's do. Wait for this dumb thing to load. Let's just talk about this. We scratched it a little bit last time. I think we said some things before we started recording about it, but I still think it's a good idea to just like kind of talk about a little bit because something I've noticed is that Nintendo's really right now into just remaking their games again. Because I don't know if you guys know about the whole Star Fox stuff and how many times Star Fox has been remade. It's like the exact same game, but they just update a little bit. And like Ocarina of Time, this is what the third or fourth time they've like done something like a remake ish.
I think it's the third.
That's the
I could be wrong
original,
though.
like technically Master Quest ish. You want to count those? 3DS. Then yeah, no, I guess it is about third ish. I don't know. Depends on how you count. Whatever. But
The
this,
GameCube one.
yeah,
Master Quest,
exactly.
yeah.
So like, but this one looks like, I don't know, like, I know there's gonna be the biggest graphics upgrade and all that, but I'm also like, well, since we only got this very short trailer where it's like literally kind of the intro, not even the whole intro, like what's gonna happen? But also don't tell me too much. But also let me know how it's gonna play. But also, you know what I mean? I'm stuck in that mindset right now.
I will probably day one this game, and there's one thing they could do that will make me not do that. Is if the game is structured like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. If it's like structured that way, where it's like an open world, it's just totally redone like that. I don't
Mhm.
think I would want to play it anymore.
That would ruin it for me.
Yeah,
Yeah, because like,
but the logo looks a lot like those other two games logo.
mhm.
So I'm kind of worried about that.
I'm kind of hoping that's just like an update since they have the new logos or whatever. They're like, well, let's just keep the branding. But like,
Yeah.
I enjoy Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and I think there's a place for that, but it's not with this like classic game that everyone knows and loves. That's considered like one of the best games of all time, you know?
Yeah.
You just need to literally just update the graphics. And I don't care if like after you beat the game, there's some sort of like other alternate mode where, just then it opens up the world or whatever. You can choose to play that way after you beat it or something, I'd love like a new game plus where it's like, okay, cool, here's Master Quest mode / here's something else. Like, that's cool. Or add in some extra dungeons after the game's beat. But please don't just like make me jump off an island and slam my face into the ground and let me glue things together to make this death machine, whatever. Like, that's not Ocarina of Time.
I'm about to sound really old, but I don't. The new Zelda games are not for me. They were not made for me. I don't feel they're not my Zelda. Like my Zelda games are like the NES, A Link to the Past, and an Ocarina of Time. I don't think I've enjoyed a Zelda. Oh, I did like Wind Waker. I thought Wind Waker was okay. But other than that, all the Zeldas that have come out since Ocarina of Time have just not been games that I've enjoyed. And where my passion for Final Fantasy just kept getting bigger and bigger, and I just kept like, I want the next Final Fantasy. I no longer look forward to Zelda games until this. So if they redid this game to be like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, that would instantly make me hate this game. And I would not, I probably won't get it if that's the case. I'll just go back and play my old version that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's such a like hard topic because I played Breath of the Wild when it first came out and I beat it and I really loved it. But when Tears of the Kingdom came out and I saw that it was like the same art style and assets as Breath of the Wild and even the same map, it's like, I'm never gonna play this game, I don't think. Like, even though I love Breath of the Wild, I just don't like that this is the new standard for Zelda. But the numbers don't lie. I mean, before Breath of the Wild, the best-selling Zelda game was Twilight Princess, and it sold like 8 million copies.
Mm-hmm.
And Breath of the Wild sold like 30-something million copies. Like, it was just insane. So, I think we're outnumbered.
Yeah.
Oh,
In
yeah.
our opinions. I think that the Breath of the Wild style is just like the new thing. So that's why I'm scared here.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that the font doesn't the font look just like the font that's used in like FF7 Remake in those games?
Well, like the subtitle
Like
font?
the text font, yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Doesn't it look like the exact same?
Well, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, kind of.
Is that the font that's in Breath of the Wild as well? I don't know. I don't remember.
No, I have to
Are we going
replay
to
it.
see Cloud in Ocarina of Time
Oh
remake?
my gosh. Secret
There's a
boss.
conspiracy here.
Secret boss.
All of a sudden, whenever the shield in the Zelda Ocarina of Time, then Tifa uppercuts it. Tifa's in Zelda
I know,
Ocarina of Time.
Man, they're just selling Tifa to anyone who asks.
I know that they've people have been dissecting the shield from the logo, and they said that the shield is the shield from Breath of the Wild as well. If that's true or not, I don't know. They said it's not like the one from the original Ocarina of Time, but
oh man, I don't feel good about this anymore.
I
And I loved Breath of the Wild. I don't want that.
I don't think that doing that would be a good thing for them. I think that they would make a lot of people really, really mad if they did that. If they changed it that much. I just, in a way, and maybe I'm alone in this, but I kind of look at it like, remaking Final Fantasy VII, or like if you remade Chrono Trigger, like you have to do it right, or else your fandom's going to probably hate you forever. It's like if they had completely screwed up FF7, remake that trilogy, like completely bombed it. I don't know if they would recover that well. I think that this is one of those games that if they did that, if they completely just changed the game completely, then I don't know if they'll recover, because a lot of the reactions I'm seeing from people are people who played Ocarina of Time. People are excited to play that again, just in updated graphics.
Yeah. Brandon, did you play Ocarina of Time back in the day?
Oh yeah, for sure. I've beaten that game multiple times. I like it, but I'm also just like, just like you guys, I'm hesitant because of the way Nintendo's been doing things. But I'm also like, do do I want to play this day one? Do I just like watch someone play a little bit just to see the gameplay and then be like, okay, let me go buy this now? Because I don't like like
Mhm.
we said, I don't want Breath of the Wild or Ocarina of Time. I want Ocarina of Time updated, like even make the map a little bigger or something, like change things that way, or you can change some other gameplay ish mechanics, but leave like the core of it alone. Like let me
Yeah.
go visit these same characters I always liked and do the same kind of quests, or you can add extra quests in. I don't care. That's fine. Let me do a little bit more at each area.
Yeah. I was talking to IJ about this, and he's like a really big Zelda fan. That's his favorite series. And he actually wants he doesn't want like a one-to-one remake. He thinks that in video games that's pointless, making like a one-to-one. So he actually wants this remake to be closer to what they did with Final Fantasy VII
Mhm.
remake, where it's like obviously like the same, characters and world or whatever, but it's totally redone and structured, you know, which I thought that was kind of surprising, but he he definitely hates like traditional video game remakes. Thinks they're pointless.
It's fair. I can understand that like idea too. And like it probably is going to be more like what IJ thinks, to be honest. I don't think it's going to be a one-to-one remake at all. But I'm still just
Hmm.
hoping that like the some of the core things are like still there. They just expand upon it with modern
Yeah.
whatever ideas. Like FF7, I mean, it's literally just yes, it's still FF7. They expanded a lot of different things. As far as I know, I haven't played it yet. But they expanded a lot of different things and like made some mechanics deeper in some ways, or different in other ways. But I mean, this is an action RPG. Isn't there only so much you can do with an action RPG anyways? Like they're gonna make it turn-based, guys. It's gonna be turn-based Zelda now.
I actually want a turn-based Zelda. We've had turn-based Mario a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
think a turn-based Zelda would be awesome.
It actually
I think
would
that'd be
actually
really
be really
cool.
cool.
I'd day one that if it looked good.
Yeah, I would too. Uh, just like Mario RPG, Zelda RPG, and it's pretty much like the same thing. That'd be awesome.
I will say, like with the 7 remake series, the trilogy, yeah, there's differences, and it is definitely those are definitely sequels to the OG. But I still feel like they kept quite a bit of the core stuff that you saw in the original very similar. It's recognizable. Like you're playing Final Fantasy VII. Like oh, I'm gonna go here, and they definitely did like nods to the old game. And in one particular part that I love in Rebirth, I'm not gonna say because it's a spoiler for you, but there's a combination.
Mm.
Um, but I don't mind if there's some changes where they change things around, like with Rocket Town in 7. They've changed when you go to certain locations. I'm fine with that because yeah, it's a remake. I just don't want them to like completely change the story where it's like it's not you could have slapped a completely different title. Let's say that it's a completely different story. Everything's just completely different. Why call it Ocarina of Time? You could have just easily put Zelda,
Yeah,
A
whatever.
Link to the Future or whatever it is. Um,
Starring
so
Marty Mc.
yeah, yeah. Link has a one of the they called it like a he's got
Life
that
Preserver.
vest, a life preserver. Like, why you wear a life preserver, Link? I can't
Opponent's
swim.
opponent's now a DeLorean. It'll be great.
It's a DeLorean with a horse's head on the front of it. That'd be really funny.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm down.
Oh
I
man.
like our ideas, guys.
me
Nintendo,
too.
listen to us. We know what you should do next.
You must get Epona to 88 miles per hour.
and get hit by lightning. But that's how I feel about remakes. If they completely change it, then to me, they've missed the whole point of what I think it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how I feel. That's how I feel about that. I'm still really excited. I'm not going to look too deep into any of this stuff unless they show a trailer and it is completely different. I'm just going to just think that they've updated stuff and it's going to be the Ocarina of Time that I fell in love with when I was a kid. So
No, I think
Oh, I wonder when this is coming out. It says 2026, but if you've noticed from some Game Fest and all that stuff, everyone's trying to get their games out in like September, October,
yeah, because GTA
because in
6.
November, yeah, they do not want to compete with GTA 6.
I think
feel
it'll be
like
November or December.
I feel like the only one that could is Zelda. Out of like a lot of these games coming out, I feel like it'd be so funny to have like GTA 6 and Zelda release like on the same day. I've seen the memes and stuff, and I'm like, you know what? If you're not a GTA fan, you're probably a Zelda fan.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like, it'll probably still sell
Yeah,
really well.
yeah, I think these two games have two totally different markets. I mean, I know there's going to be some overlap or
Oh, for
whatever, but I'm
sure.
not interested in the slightest bit in GTA. I don't care
No.
at all.
No.
But this game I do care about. Um,
What would be
so,
even crazier is if this won Game of the Year over GTA 6.
Oh my gosh.
uh,
It's so funny.
yeah, I already feel sorry for whoever has to go against GTA 6, which at this point I think Crimson Desert and 007 First Light are probably on the ballot.
Yeah. Which I don't think 007 would win, but it's still cool, if that makes
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sense.
won't win.
No, it definitely won't win, but I heard it was really good, at least.
Yeah.
And I almost pulled the trigger, but then I'm like, no, I wouldn't even play it anyway right now. So, um, but yeah, if Ocarina of Time wants to be on the ballot, it's got to come out before December. Isn't that like the cutoff? Like you have to release by November or something
I
to
think
be
it's
on
I
the
think
something
it's
ballot?
like
the first week of December.
Okay.
I could be wrong about that, but I think it'll be a November game. I don't think Nintendo cares about GTA 6. I think they're just going to bring it out in November.
Yep. Yep. I
Because it
Because they
agree.
feels
know,
like a November game.
well, and they know, like, they have people who are hardcore Zelda. Also, they are now seeing Switch 2s are now selling specifically for this game. People are buying Switch 2. I
Yep.
bought a Switch 2 specifically for this game. And so they see this. Like, they know, they're like, number one, you can also now play this on the go. So it's not like GTA where you're going to want to sit at home and play it on your TV. People are going to be like, man, I can play Zelda Ocarina of Time whenever I want, the updated version on the go. I think that this game is going to kill in November. If it comes out in November, I think it's just going to kill. It's going to sell like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it will. Um, I don't have a whole lot of time left, so
Yeah,
you guys
same.
want to move to the last couple things? I won't really have much to say
No,
about
it's
these, but you
okay.
guys go ahead.
I think we can just wrap it up here, honestly. Because like the other things we were
Yeah.
going to talk about is like some Persona stuff, but Persona 4 remake and 6 are coming out. We can talk about it another time.
Yeah. Yeah, we can
Well,
save those.
if I were a Persona fan, I would be ecstatic because the Persona 4 revival remake comes out on my birthday.
Hey.
Persona 4 is my second favorite Persona game. My favorite is odd. It's Persona 2 on the PlayStation 1.
Mm-hmm.
But Persona 4 is my second favorite. It's an incredible game. If you haven't played it, it's a long game though. So just they're all long though. If you like Persona 4, go play Golden. It's out on all consoles right now. The revival, that's a game I'm gonna day one.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
All right, guys. Good conversation. Lots to be excited about if you're an RPG fan or Zelda fan or Grand Theft Auto, unless they
guess.
delay it. Yeah. But anyway,
All right.
next time we'll talk about Final Fantasy XIV Evercold again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. See ya.